Hello. Thank you for joining us today for this supersized coast to coast walk and talk extravaganza. Right now, we are at Disney California Adventure at the Disneyland Resort with Mike. Hi, Mike.
Hey, how's it going? Good to be here. Good to be back. I was just here on Friday for Mighty Ducks Day. Nope, it's still called Anaheim Ducks Day. And I have called it Mighty Ducks Day almost every single time that I've brought it up.
So you're back. Are on a scale of the Mighty Ducks players in the parade to 10, how excited are you to be back?
Probably at like a 6 right now, I think, but I
Okay.
think it'll get more excited as we go along. I wanted to show off right before the stream, like 10 minutes ago. I watched a member of the custodial staff draw this
That's nice.
Mulan and Mushu
That's
in
pretty
honor
detailed. I'm used
of
to just the kind of the
yeah,
icons like your Mickeys and things like that. So
right.
that's
Oh, and
very
then
cool.
is this the cricket from
Yeah,
Mulan also?
Cricky,
Yeah.
I think is its name. Fred Ramirez, hello. Thank you for joining us. If you are, we are live, so if you're out there, you can comment, and I will put those up from time to time. But today, we're just gonna walk around the park, see what's new. But it is the release of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man on Disney Plus. The first two episodes dropped. I've heard good. I think it's got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Our
Oh, good.
reviewer Benji really liked it, and you can also check out recaps from Mac. But yeah, since there's Spider-Man has a small presence in this park, we thought we'd
Yes.
celebrate the occasion by going to Avengers Campus and enjoying Marvel.
Let's do it.
I doubt because you had to wake up early and drive down there. I'm guessing you haven't seen the show yet.
I've not watched the show yet. No, but so the bar that we go to every Wednesday night for trivia is doing a screening of it, actually. Right. Oh, oops. A kid just face planted next to me. Um, the Scum and Villainy Cantina is doing a screening before trivia tonight, so we'll get to see it there.
Okay, are you excited about it? Would you have watched it anyway?
Yeah, I definitely would check it out. I'm a casual Spider-Man fan.
Okay, yeah, you're a Fantastic Four guy.
I grew up on the Fantastic Four. That was my favorite Marvel comic growing up. Especially the Thing. He's definitely my favorite comics character. But yeah, super excited for that movie coming up this summer.
And as you can see, it's still Lunar New Year, which is appropriate. Today is actually the Lunar New Year.
Oh, okay, great. There's another
So
water drawing.
Disneyland celebrates it for much longer than just today, obviously, but today is the actual day.
Excellent. So, did you watch the Spider-Man show?
I haven't yet. No, we
Okay.
watched Paradise on Doobie's suggestion instead. We have only watched
Oh,
the first episode of that, though.
and what did it grab you like it did to him?
Um, yeah, I'd say so. Not to the same level, but that's probably
Okay.
because the more you hear people talk about it, the more you can figure things out.
Okay. I
And
see
that's why I
Spider-Man
enjoy.
already.
Very cool.
It's a nice line to meet Spider-Man over here.
Fred says, to quote your favorite Marvel character, it's clobbering time,
Yeah.
which we know he's going to say in the movie.
How
Thanks for
cool
that
is it going to
breaking
be?
news.
We got to get the Fantastic Four in Avengers Campus. How cool would that be?
It's going to be very cool. I imagine that will happen. It'd be
I
cool
don't
if they
know.
develop like a brand new show because I think they could use a new show over here.
Yeah,
So
I don't know how they would do the Thing. I think he's not quite as big as the Hulk. So I don't know if they would use that same suit technology.
yeah, I feel like they could do it. Call up Roger Corman. Can we figure?
Yeah. Or Michael Chiklis. I'm sure he has that suit lying around
Yeah.
somewhere.
I should
So there's
mention
Spidey.
later on this coast to coast stream, we'll
Yeah.
also be going to Epcot with Jeremiah, but that will be in about 45 minutes to an hour whenever we wrap up here. And you won't have to change the channel because we're just going to bring it to you one after another. Hence coast to coast, supersized, walk and talk.
Look at that nice long line to meet Spider-Man on the day his TV show came out.
Yeah, it looks a little bit different than the version in Disney Plus. We weren't really expecting them to do a different version of Spider-Man. I think you got to keep the classic one.
Right.
But they have done little decorations and stuff. So I'd be curious to see if they were going to do anything. My guess is that what's over by that like building at the edge of Hollywoodland, kind of past Monsters, like adjacent to the restrooms.
Is that like stage 12? Is that what you mean?
Well, like it's just like it almost looks like it's supposed to be like apartment buildings or something. Like it's across from like the blue sky.
Oh, where they have the little they had like a Spidey and his amazing friends photo op there.
Yeah,
Is
like
what
they've
you're
had
talking about?
that,
Yeah.
or Moon Girl and Double Dinosaur. So that's why if they're gonna do
Yes.
anything, it would probably be over there.
Right.
Is my guess.
So we'll swing by there as well. Speaking of shows, the Avengers Assemble show is happening right now. But yeah, it looks to be the same show that we've
They had
had
a
in the
few
past with Black Widow.
yeah, minor updates to that show. Not even updates. They've just
Yeah,
occasionally, even from the beginning, that swapped in different characters, and then they've. But yeah, I think that would be a perfect thing to overhaul with Fantastic Four when that movie comes out.
right. So usually you'll get either Steve Rogers, Captain America, or Black Panther fighting alongside Black Widow in that show. Right now it's Steve Rogers. But with Captain America Brave New World coming out not too long from now, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of what's the
Sam
other Captain
Wilson.
America? Sam Wilson. Thank you.
I could hear you struggling for it. I'm like,
I can never remember his name. But
we have seen him before, and I think his suit will
yes.
be a little bit upgraded in the new movie. But we've seen him as he appeared in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, he's been around in Avengers Campus, but I bet he'll have more of a presence after the movie comes out. And it would be so cool to see that Red Hulk. That would be great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting for Brave New World. They keep releasing like little teasers and ads, but they feel like they're all the same footage, which on the one hand is
Right.
kind of annoying, but on the other hand, I'm like, oh, good, they're actually not showing us the entire movie. I should celebrate this.
Well, I know in the footage that they showed at Comic-Con, I know that the story involves that the giant, what was it? Not an Eternal, but what's the giant monster that lives inside the Earth that came out in the movie Eternals?
Right. Wow, I can't think of it. Fred Ramirez, do you know? I can't think. It's a celestial.
Celestial, yeah. So I know that the story of Brave New World involves them. I think that's the way adamantium is being introduced
Yeah,
into the MCU, right?
I think so. I think there is mention of adamantium with that. Cause yeah, I'm thinking back because we did do a write up, like a description of the footage that you guys saw at Comic Con.
Yeah.
And then other than that, of course, we've seen maybe some new shots, but yeah, you have like the cherry blossom fight. You have Josiah attacking the president. You got Red Hulk. It's all kind of the same thing. And
Wow, Bodhi.
Torres as the new Falcon.
Right. Here's all the Spider-Man. Is this from the new show?
I couldn't tell you.
'Cause that logo looks different to me.
It looks sort of different. I have to check. You know what I should check is on Disney Store.
Like that? Spidey bot. Spidey bot. Spidey bot.
I do like the Spider-Man ears. Those are
There's also a backpack there, ears, yeah.
Why were you punching Jenny? You're trying to seal her name so you can become the one true hero.
She steals my name all the time. Happy birthday. She always does it, and then at the end of the day,
Mm. Well, I can tell you that there's a new Ahsoka Tano I'm No Jedi Magic Band
Oh, you're
Plus on
Jenny from
Disney Store
Los
today.
Angeles.
Oh.
It's picking up those people a lot better than your stream with Tony the other day, unfortunately.
So, are you experiencing the same thing where you can't hear the music at all?
Oh, I don't hear music. No, I just hear that somebody's from Los Angeles or something. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, it filters out like background noise, but I think like when somebody's talking near me, it does
Yeah, it
pick that
doesn't
up.
know. It doesn't know your voice. We
Right.
need to get it to know just you.
Train it.
Proof that Tony Stark has a heart. The store is small.
Have I told you about what my favorite pastime was here when this store first opened up?
Was it people getting yelled at for trying to use the thing to flip people off?
Yeah, so for a while they had cast members stationed there just next to the Infinity Gauntlets just to make sure nobody was using them inappropriately. And it would happen like every 20 seconds.
You gotta go with the Ringo, peace and love.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go check out that other thing that you mentioned, see if there's anything there.
I know that you have some menu items you return to. Are there any at Pim's Test Kitchen that you have or had enjoyed?
I like that they have the Pimini sandwich. Pimini sandwich is available in gluten-free option.
Nice.
And that's pretty good.
I've had the regular version. I enjoy that quite a bit.
But my go-to right now is the Slow and Low club sandwich at Flo's in Carsland. Gluten-free. It's great. I love it. In fact, there was like a week where it disappeared from the menu and I had a panic attack. I thought it was gone.
Oh.
They brought it back.
Disney does that from time to time without much explanation. Just removes items and puts them back, or
maybe they were low on turkey or something.
Alters them slightly. Or moves them to other locations. That's the other thing. Sometimes they'll just shuffle menus around. Like, oh no, that baked potato is going to be over here this week. Like, okay.
Here's where the Anaheim Ducks Day fan headquarters was on Friday.
It's already gone.
All cleaned up.
I heard you on Parks Talk mentioning that it was weird that it was on a Friday and not a weekend, and I didn't even think about that, but you're very right. And in the past years, it's been 2 days, or at least I think maybe the first year it was 1 day, but last year it was 2 days, and then it went back down to 1.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that says for the future of Anaheim Ducks Day.
I just feel like it's a locals targeted event because it's an Anaheim team. And I figure most locals can't come on a Friday, but at the same time, it was full of like, I saw a ton of people with Anaheim Ducks jerseys.
You can call them the Mighty Ducks. It's okay.
Okay.
They were the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim.
Yeah.
And that's why they have a Disney connection, is because they were the real life Mighty Ducks.
And also a lot of the Magic Keys are only, the only days available are on weekdays sometimes.
That's true. Yeah. All right. Good point.
Makes sense. All right, here's that building that you're talking about that looks like the apartment building. Right now, there does not seem to be any promo happening on this side.
It seems like it would be a good spot for it.
Yeah. Except, we still have the Stan's Heroes New York Deli tribute to Stan Lee here.
Of course, if we really wanted to celebrate Spider-Man, we also could have sent Jeremiah to Universal Islands of Adventure today
Yeah.
for the best Spider-Man ride currently. I mean, I like Web Slingers; it's fun, but I think everyone agrees that the Spider-Man ride at Universal is superior, even though it's much older.
I would agree with that.
Besides, like, I'm trying to think of any current Disney attractions because, like, if you go on Spider-Man at Universal and then you go on Transformers, you'll be like, that was literally the same ride.
Right.
And I'm trying to think of currently, besides like Spinners at Disneyland, or I think when you had at Florida, you had Body Wars and Star Tours at the same time. You got that experience, but I'm trying to think if there's any like current matchups.
I
like
guess
that.
like Indiana Jones here and Dinosaur down in Walt Disney
That's
World.
true. But you're not going to do both in the same day. I mean,
Right.
you could. People have, but it's not a common thing. Not as common as going on Transformers and Spidey.
Right. Where should we head next, Kyle?
It's a great question. Let's go to the backlot area. Check out
Okay.
near Monsters, which is still there.
When are we going to break ground on Avatar Land,
I don't.
Pandora, or whatever
know.
they're calling it? Yeah.
I would love to know. But yeah, Monsters Make Sully to the Rescue celebrated its birthday not too long ago. I think within the past couple weeks, replacing Superstar Limo opened in 2000. This opened in 2006. Surprisingly, is still there. And one thing I was talking with our group about in one of our meetings is how the thing that sticks out to me about this attraction is, first of all, the animatronics are fine. They look good, but they don't do a whole lot.
Right.
They don't have like a whole lot of articulation, and they also don't have a whole lot of alternate lines. You're always going to get like the same set of lines.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes it depends on like when you enter the room. So all that to say, it's not the highest quality attraction, even though I love Monsters and I'm glad it's there, but I do wonder how long for this world it is. It still seems, I mean, it always has like a little bit of a wait. You could tell it's one of those where you're like, oh, if that's at a half hour, then the park is very busy.
Yeah, it's 30 minutes right now, actually.
Oh, wow. So then maybe 45 or an hour makes it really busy, but still.
And this planter was the swimming pool, if I'm not mistaken, of a Superstar Limo.
It is also kind of funny that they kept the idea of the facade, but it works so much better as being doors for Monsters Inc. than it did for whatever Hollywood Hills that it had for Limo.
I feel like I feel like I'm gonna be
My first time in DCA was 2002, and we walked back to this area and we saw Superstar Limo, and we're like, oh, this must be closed. There's like no one in line. And we're like, oh no, it is open. And then we went on it, and then we found out why. No one was in it. And in this building was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Play It, which my dad won the Fast Fingers round and got to go down on stage and play
fun.
the game. So I have
Did he get $1 million?
pins. He did not. I can tell you which question he missed that I knew the answer. I wish he would have phoned to Kyle. They asked this was the original XFL, which is obviously since returned and then merged, but they asked which network aired the games, and he guessed Fox, which is a solid guess if you're thinking about the original XFL and the WWE tie-ins, but no, it was NBC.
Yeah. The Moana photo op is still here.
Nice.
I think she comes out every once in a while.
With all of the sidekicks. I haven't seen that movie yet, but I know that there are lots of sidekicks.
I haven't watched Moana 2 yet, but I did finally see Inside Out 2 yesterday.
Oh, what did you think?
It was pretty good. Not as good as the first one, but I enjoyed it.
Did you get emotional? No pun intended.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
No,
it didn't affect me quite as much as like Bing Bong's farewell.
That's true.
In the first one.
But it is interesting. I mean, anyone who's dealt with anxiety, I think
Yeah,
it does paint an interesting picture that you, just like the first one, with a way to think about your emotions. It kind of gives you a different way to think about them.
right.
And I thought it did that effectively, even if, yeah, overall the story wasn't as good. So yeah, I like that movie. We'll see. It's nominated for an Oscar. Tony does not like its odds.
What does he think will win?
um,
Flo, is that the
yeah.
favorite?
Yep, that's what Tony's money is on. I don't think
We're
he's
all,
seen
yeah.
it, but he's got his fingers on the pulse of the
Okay.
animation community and says that that's the favorite.
Yeah.
Says
Fair
that
enough.
people have been emotionally devastated by it.
We are in the last days of the red car trolley here too. I
That's
forget
true,
what the
yeah.
final day is, but it's coming up.
It is coming up, and yeah, that'll be closing to make way for they're going to be doing construction for some expansions at Avengers Campus, where they announced 2 new attractions: Avengers Infinity Defense, being the e-ticket one with King Thanos, and then the other one is just the Kuka Arms. What is that called? Stark something or other?
Stark Flight Lab?
Yeah,
Is that right?
that was going to be my guess.
Okay.
I'm excited for Infinity Defense. I don't know if I'll be doing Flight Lab or whatever it's called.
There's a similar attraction at Legoland, California, that's just like this arm that flips you all sorts of directions. And I did it once. And you can pick the intensity. You can pick the
Okay.
level of intensity.
I hope that's the case with this one. They haven't said as much, but that would be
Yeah.
awesome.
I remember Tori went all the way to 5 and I did like a 3 because I'm a weakling.
Yeah. No, it's no fun if you overdo it and then you don't feel well for the rest of the day.
Right.
I'm waiting for like.
Yeah, no, I haven't done that. I never got to do Sum of All Thrills at Epcot either, but I have done Forbidden Journey, and not a fan.
I'm gonna suggest that we go across to Disneyland because we didn't stream
Yeah.
from there the other day.
There's no Spider-Man at Disneyland, but let's go check out Disneyland. Let me make sure that I have a fun bumper ready.
Okay.
By the
Gotta go check out the treehouse to see if the water is working.
It's had a nice long run now where it's been working. So whatever the issue was, I think they fixed it.
I hope
I'm
so.
very pleased. I should be tweeting more that it's working because I tweeted so often that it wasn't working. I should be rewarding their hard work.
And a reminder, we are still live, so if you have anything to say or any requests of what you'd like Mike to check out while he's at the happiest place on earth, please let us know. We're happy to oblige potentially.
I see horse collar over here. Meeting his many fans who don't know who he is, probably.
That's true. Like, I recognize him. He looks classic.
Thankfully, I have my magic band today, so I don't have to worry about dismantling my phone from the gimbal to get into the park.
Yeah, that was. I know last time you did a stream, you were going to show us you getting your cup and then realized you had to use your phone to
Yeah.
show your angle pass.
I tried. I asked him if I could use my magic band. He said no.
Well, hopefully they continue to expand the acceptance of the Magic Band as they are getting the new scanners
Yes.
in and everything. the turnstiles, I should say.
Yeah. Still in progress.
I do think that Disneyland's current thing where they have to snap a photo of you on their iPhone is the dumbest procedures of any of the Disney parks.
Can you hear that music?
No.
Oh.
Did you recently get new AirPods or anything?
I did get a new phone over the summer, and I think that's probably what it is.
It could be. It might be like a iOS setting for your AirPods. You do have AirPods, right?
No, I don't. I'm using
Oh.
wired earpods.
Well then, yeah, it could be an iOS thing still.
All right, you ready to go dark for a minute here?
I am ready. Let me put on whatever this
Okay.
is.
No, you should have turned left at the pyramid.
Hey, we're gonna miss the anniversary.
Maybe we should dog paddle, eh?
Whoa! Sure you got everything? Ready? Hold your horses! I almost fell off that time.
Say, this herd's moving kind of slow, eh?
Almost there. Go left, right. No, left is right. No, I don't have any quarters.
It's our biggest celebration in 50 years, and everybody is going to be there. The only one missing is you.
And now you're not missing because we are here at Disneyland, the happiest place on earth.
Kind of a weird coincidence that the guy in front of me was wearing a Spider-Man hoodie on this day that we're here, ostensibly to celebrate Spider-Man.
Obviously, so the train's closed again. They're doing some more maintenance, I guess.
Yes.
They moved up that refurbishment because the first part was so successful. They decided to maintain momentum and continue that project. So that's why those walls are up there.
I was told they're replacing the track kind of one section at a time.
Yeah. Probably a good idea.
Yep.
That person was screaming.
Little person.
The sounds of Disneyland. Someone's making a TikTok. No, maybe not. How many TikToks do you think are filmed each day inside of this park?
Honestly, I don't see it all that often. When I was at Walt Disney World last, I think it was like a year ago, I saw it. I feel like I saw it all the time, but it's every once in a while here. So fewer at Disneyland than down there.
Fred's asking, what's that? And I unfortunately don't know what he's referring to.
I'd say we should stop and watch the band, but I'm guessing you can't hear them, right?
Currently, I cannot. No. It's kind of weird knowing that they are playing right now. Getting a real Milli Vanilli vibes. Girl, you know. Oh, the commercial? It was for the Disneyland 50th celebration, I think. But yeah, it's one of the ones that Tony had uploaded to here that I can play as Mike transitions between the parks.
My favorite
You
era
might
of
have
Disney
noticed,
films was the early 1990s.
See the voice of the person. So I can hear I couldn't hear the band playing, but I could definitely hear the conductor speaking right now.
Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln is still shuttered as they install the new waltz show.
Right, that'll open on soon. Let me look that up.
It's May, isn't it?
I think so.
I think it's for the 70th anniversary celebration in May.
Yep, May 16th is when that'll open. And so as a reminder, when it does open in May, it'll play exclusively in the Opera House. But then at some point, they'll bring Lincoln back and the two shows will maybe not alternate, but they'll both take place during a day.
The Waltz animatronic will fight the Abraham Lincoln
Yeah.
animatronic.
Yeah,
like
it's
it
going to
did
be
in
like,
the
remember,
Knox, hanging shit.
remember
go ahead.
Celebrity Deathmatch? It's going to be like
Yeah.
that. I'm sure Celebrity Deathmatch is aged perfectly, by the way. Let's go back and watch those. Uh-oh. Mike's gone dark. Just a moment, folks. We'll see what happens. I'll turn on my camera so you can see something at least. Hello, everyone. Oh, he's back.
Hey, so I got an Amber Alert and my phone didn't want to do the stream anymore.
Oh. Well, that's important. I don't suppose that you'll be looking for missing vehicles now.
Right. In all
But
likelihood,
hopefully
they
that-
are not at Disneyland, yeah.
Hopefully that gets resolved.
Yeah.
But yes, here we are. I forgot what we were talking about. Oh yeah, Celebrity Deathmatch. We can move on from that.
Okay.
Main Street, USA. So maybe we should do a okay, how many TikToks are filmed versus how many ankles are rolled in the track. Including Alfonso, what's his last name? Ribeiro, something like that.
Was that? Oh, that. Right,
Carlton?
right. Yes, I remember this.
Yeah, apparently he injured himself on that when they were filming the parade. Maybe, I don't remember if that was here or at Magic Kingdom. Might have been Magic Kingdom. But still.
I don't recall.
If you ever get a chance to go to Hong Kong Disneyland, the weirdest thing is that this part of the street is all brick with no track and without this like gray pavement. It's just all that brickwork. So it's kind of like, this feels familiar but very different at the same time.
So I'll be at a Tokyo Disney Resort in a few months, and I hear, my understanding is they frown upon live streaming like this there.
So yeah, my experience, and I don't know if this has changed because it's been a little bit since I've been, but the first time I went, it felt like they were very restrictive of photos in general. And I have a theory about this, which is that I feel like they don't allow flash photography. So because they don't know how to communicate to you that you can't take a flash photo, they'd rather just tell you no photos at all. So, you know, I'd go to take out my camera and a cast member would run over to me and just cross their arms in an X. And I'd be like, oh, okay. And I'd sheepishly put my camera away.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So is
they
that
are
only
over-
when there are other people around, or you just can't take a photo of anything, or what?
No, you can take photos of it, mostly like outside stuff, but like in attractions and stuff, I'd find that they were much more like telling me to put it away. And then as far as live streaming, I think I know there's more sensitivity to like showing people's faces in personal photos and things like that. So that's why you'll see a lot of like emojis covering faces, except for the people that they meant to take the photo of. So I don't know if that's part of it or what.
Okay.
But I'm very excited for you to experience Tokyo Disney Resort, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I'm super psyched. I'm kind of on the fence over whether or not I will get to Universal Japan, but I do really want to experience the Jaws attraction again. Having missed that quite a bit since it left Universal Florida.
Yeah. They had Back to the Future for a lot longer too, but that's since closed, unfortunately.
That I can live without. I have it on the Blu-ray.
Although you do realize that there's another extinct attraction that you'll get to experience in Japan if you want.
Yes. Splash Mountain.
Yeah. which theirs is really cool. Their entire critter country is basically like one sort of hill, and there's all these like little pathways and tunnels and burrows and stuff. It's pretty fun.
Nice. Yeah.
And of course, you'll be there for the reason you'll be in Japan is for Star Wars Celebration Japan, and
Correct.
you're actually going to have a panel. You're going to get to do a live version
did.
of Who's the Boss.
Yeah, we did this in London in 2023 as well. And I had a great guest, Adam Christopher, the author of one of the recent Star Wars novels, Shadow of the Sith. And I am in the process of booking a guest for this upcoming one, but I'm not ready to announce it yet. But once we do, it'll be all over, I'm sure. We'll promote it at Laughing Place and stuff.
It's going to be very cool. And yeah, of course, they keep announcing guests for the thing. The latest one was Rosario Dawson, which, I think people can start to guess who's going to be at these things, but it's always nice to have confirmation.
Right.
I've seen Rosario at E2 a couple years ago, and she was great.
Yeah, she was at LA Comic Con in the fall, and she did a good job there too, doing kind of like a Q&A presentation.
Yeah, it's cool when you have obviously this one's going to be geared towards Star Wars, but she's one of those where you have people that come from a bunch of different fandoms. She's done so many different things. Like she's in the View Askew verse, and slightly
Daredevil.
Yeah, Marvel adjacent. Josie and the Pussycats, even Rent. Like all of these different things that people. I don't think anyone brings up kids, but other than that,
I haven't thought about that movie in a long time.
Yeah. Dumbo.
All right, where are we heading?
Let's go to, do you want to go to your favorite place?
Sure.
Don't need to tell me twice. I thought about going and check out, we saw it a little bit as you walked in, the Astro Orbiter with an O, which is currently open, whereas in Magic Kingdom, the Astro Orbiter with an E is under refurbishment, and they basically removed the entire attraction, and we'll be putting it back together in the next few weeks or days or whatever it is.
They did that here last year. It was just completely gone for a little while, and they fixing it up.
Which, of course, they've moved it before, so it makes sense, but it's crazy to see that for refurbishment. So yeah, we're gonna head over to Galaxy's Edge, but if there's anything you'd like to see on the way, please do let us know. Felicia, thanks for joining us. Yeah, we're at checking out Disneyland. We were here to celebrate Spider-Man over at California Adventure, but now we're just hanging out at Disneyland. And then coming up in probably about 20 minutes or so, we'll have Jeremiah over at Epcot doing the Figment Scavenger Hunt. So we'll go from one coast to the other.
Nice. What does the Figment Scavenger Hunt entail? What are you actually looking for?
I think it's a great question. I think different figments.
Okay.
I think maybe different. There's art involved, maybe, because it's the Festival of the Arts. But we'll get the answers from Jeremiah. I think it's another one of those where you can get a prize, but I don't really know. Unfortunately, the Festival of the Arts is the one festival at Epcot that I haven't had a chance to go to yet. And I hear it's people's favorite. So that's kind of a bummer that I haven't been out there. But that's it's also the shortest, so it makes sense that I've missed it. But that'll close in a few weeks, and then we'll get Flower and Garden, and then in the fall, the Food and Wine, and then Festival of the Holidays in the winter. The Wells Fargo wagon is a coming on.
I was just thinking about Paul Rubens. Alex wrote that great review of the Pee Wee Herman documentary, and I was thinking about running into him here for the grand opening of Galaxy's Edge, as a weird situation. Just like I've met him a couple times in person, and he's very reserved, or he was very reserved and private, and like clearly felt uncomfortable interacting with people. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that documentary for sure.
Yeah, me too. I was telling Doobie when we discussed it the other day that I had a few favorite shows as a kid, like Ninja Turtles and Muppet Babies, but Pee-wee's Playhouse was definitely among those. And then I love Pee-wee's Big Adventure to this day. I quote it all the time. My favorite Tim Burton movie.
It is a great one.
Especially with the
yeah, go ahead.
long aspect ratio now, where you can see the chain coming through the bike.
Right. So we have landed on Batu.
Very nice. I will say the large Mars used to scare me a lot as a kid, and still not my favorite thing, but I can deal with it now.
Sure. I think my parents or my mom made me cover my eyes when that part came up as a kid.
Is this something you'd like to share with the rest of us, Amazing Larry?
That joke works so much better knowing that they removed the scene where you actually meet Amazing Larry. Like, this is the deleted scene.
Yeah.
It's just out of nowhere.
And of course, the girl who plays Dottie, E.G. Daily, went on to play Tommy Pickles. And then she was on The Voice.
Yeah.
I don't know how far she went in The Voice, but I've seen the clip of her auditioning, and they find out that she's Dottie and Tommy.
Wow.
I'm a loner, Dottie, a rebel.
Chewbacca's over there.
Let's check this out. As for our special stream, we have one spaceship to another spaceship.
Spaceship Earth, Spaceship Batu.
There you go.
Like
One's
the grand and
100 long.
miraculous.
And I don't mean the Millennium Falcon. I'm just kidding. We'll get back to Jeremiah in just a moment, but let's wrap up here on Batu. Anything else? Oh, Chewie.
Yeah, we got Ray and Chewie hanging around here.
Hey, cool. You should go ask her about her when she's going into production.
Yes. It's funny. My friend Nick pointed out to me that this Ray was also, quote unquote, friends with Constance Hashaway at Sweethearts Night.
Oh.
And now I can't unsee it.
That's funny. Oh yeah, what do you think of the new Bride real fast?
It's fine. It's fine. I didn't mind the previous one. But I think this one works. I don't have any real positives or negatives to say about it. It's kind of an even exchange, I would say. I do think it's odd that they made. Yeah, I read that interview where she's talking about the axe murdering thing, and in my memory, tell me if I'm wrong here, but in the portraits in the attic, the husbands' heads would disappear, and now it's their full bodies. Is that right?
I actually haven't watched the video, but yes, previously their heads would disappear.
Okay, so now it's their full body. I just don't get why just plain old generic murderer is better than axe murderer.
Well, like, no, I believe. I thought that the idea now is that she's not murdering them at all. It's that they keep dying and she doesn't know why. Like, she's just kind of. That's why it's kind of a more sorrowful tone.
I see.
Of
okay.
Comedic.
So she has some kind of a curse where her husbands die.
Yeah, that's an interpretation.
for unexplained reasons. I get it. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
But I've seen
But
people talk
then,
about the projection, and I'm like, did you think that the hatchway projection looked good? Because that was like the highlight.
yeah, I thought it was odd though that the character at Sweetheart's Night did have an axe though. Like they forgot to
Yeah, I mean, it's fine to have
update.
two different
Yeah.
versions. This is
Yeah.
the different bride entirely. So.
Rory, do you want to go on it, bud?
Did you want to go to Jeremiah now, or you wanted me to keep going around, or what?
Was there anything else you want to show us? Otherwise, I'm happy to transition over.
I think this is a good place to wrap up.
Yeah, from one spaceship to another. I'll bring you both up for a second. Look at that, and me as a turtle. Hi, Jeremiah. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you, Kyle?
We're doing good over here. I'm
Mike,
about to
your
change my
sound is weird. I got somebody saying, "Hey, Mike's sound is weird." Yes.
Well,
The
it's weird
voices.
that it picks up other people, but doesn't pick up music. But otherwise, it sounds pretty
Yeah.
good. So. Well, thanks for taking us around, Mike. We're gonna go check out Epcot now.
Hey, have a good one. Enjoy.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
And now here we are. I was gonna say the happiest place on earth, but it's not the most magical place on earth. It's the most artsy, fartsy
Yes.
place on earth. The Festival of the Arts at Epcot.
Yay!
And we're going to go do the... so Mike and I were discussing, and we realized that neither of us actually knew what we were talking about. We're going to go do the Figment Scavenger Hunt. Now, what does that entail?
The Disney Figment brush with the Masters.
Okay.
So this has been something that I want to say the first year they had something like this. It wasn't. I don't think there was the scavenger hunt. I don't think this actually came about until the second year. But it's what they had done is they've taken classic pieces of art and dropped Figment into it. You can see in just 1 second as I focus on the grand and miraculous spaceship Earth. So on the back of this, I bought this earlier so I wouldn't have to go in and do this live. I also, as you can see down at the bottom, it says completed because I redeemed, because I've learned trying to redeem this at the end doesn't work out well. Usually we run out of time before I can show you what the prize is. So we have the prize, we'll show that at the end. But we walk through the World Showcase Pavilion and all of these different pieces of art are there. And you can't really see too well. Oh, wait, you can't see it at all because these are the original ones. They've changed this up. So you put the original ones in the pavilions, which really isn't that difficult if you kind of look going, gosh, that looks like trolls from Maelstrom. Where would
I'm
the
going
Mona
to guess that
Lisa
the Mona
be?
Lisa's in Italy, or is it in France?
I believe it is in France, but we'll have to double check that. But the fun thing is, these haven't changed in the past few years. It is next to impossible for me to put the stickers on the front of this because I have to have one hand on the gimbal and one hand trying to hold this and trying to peel it. Just doesn't seem to work out. But we will go and find all of these.
You've already redeemed
these-
your prize, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But we'll
so
see all
this
of
is
them.
a purchase thing then.
Yes, $9.99, and you do have a choice of the redemption prizes for this year are stencils. In the past, each of these for each season has something different, but this year it is stencils. And I'll come over here and we'll look at the actual standee for it. You can purchase it here at the gift shop. You can also purchase it at the Creations. But $9.99 plus tax, and you get a stroll around the World Showcase. It is something that I've always enjoyed doing because it's a way to explore the pavilions. And that's really what these were designed for, is to help the kids enjoy walking around the World Showcase, not just the adults with a drink in their hand.
Definitely. I mean, I've enjoyed ones I've done on both coasts, the pumpkins at Disneyland, and I know that, or the eggs, I guess, was the first one that I did
Yes.
at Disneyland, and I know that they have that over here too. But in World Showcase, I've done the Spike, the Pollinator one,
And then
and
they
of
have
course I've done
Olaf
things
during
that like
seasons.
I've done the various versions, like from Kim Possible to DuckTales and
Yeah.
Agent P. And I know those are different, but other excuses to walk around World Showcase, and I've enjoyed all of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great way, especially for those of us who are constantly in the parks around here. It's a good way to explore from a different point of view. And over here, since we really haven't done one this side, this is the construction for the new Epcot Spaceship Earth um, bar, whatever we want to call it. Oh, they blocked out one of those windows. So this will be where the new lounge will be, which is the former AT&T, Ma Bell, whichever version of Spaceship Earth is yours. There used to be a VIP lounge up there, accessible just for members that work for the companies. And in the past few years, it's been more accessible. Like I've gone up there with some of the different tours that they offer, but lately it's just been sitting there. I know they've been using it for office space for, workers, cast members.
Well, you can't see it, but right now we have a poll in the chat trying to guess which direction you're going to go. So don't tell us yet, but we're going to guess which route. Take the one that you would normally take. I'll say that, so that we know what kind of person you are when we get to World Showcase.
See, I'm not going to say a word, and
Exactly.
I do often try to switch up which way I go. Because when we used to have Mr. Bob Newell in all of our walk-in talks, he would always encourage me to go a different way.
Okay. I have my preference. I won't say what it is until we get there either. But yeah, so please vote in our poll if you're watching on YouTube. And I guess if you're not watching on YouTube, why don't you go over to the YouTube? laughingplace.com/laughingplace/live. I think that works. And you can vote in our poll.
Since we've done a walk and talk with on opening day, looking at some of the art and everything, plus coming up soon, I'll put out a little tease. We're going to have the next episode of Laughing Place on location, or the one after that, which will be here for Festival of the Arts. So keep an
our
eye
next
out
one
for
will
that.
be from the film
South by
the,
Southwest.
Nope, Sundance Film Festival. South by
That's-
Southwest will be an episode, but that hasn't happened yet, so that'll be a little bit later in the year. But yeah, Sundance, very cool. Park City, Utah. We were just talking about Mike and I were just talking about the Paul Rubens Pee Wee Herman documentary that was part of the festival. So Alex, that part of that might be part of his coverage. We'll see.
Yeah, Laughing on Place on location. I'm really looking forward to watching this grow. I know my part in filming this, I've never been that comfortable with the in front of, so it'll definitely, this first one will be oh yeah, there's Jeremiah looking dumb.
The hardest part for Jeremiah has been finding shirts that aren't Roosevelt's to wear in his segments.
Hey, the rule is by purchased or a year. So yes, there will be some, but this first one, no. So as we're walking, we are going to walk across the bridge so we can look at some of the chalk art, which local artists are brought out to. You really should have just started on this one. If we could have picked this up from Mike right into this, that would have been hilarious.
Yeah, that would have been funny. But that's pretty. I like the colors there. Those purples and dark blues.
Yeah. I mean, these are definitely some of the older ones, because you'll see Zazu here, very brand new. This one made me laugh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's parody of
Thanos.
Salt Bay.
Yeah. Got a Miles
That's
Morales. Oh, good. The one I was hoping was still here is still here.
Yeah,
Your
thank
favorite,
God. Yeah.
Orangeburg.
I don't
And
know.
you can
Who
actually,
doesn't love Orangeburg?
on the other side, they're actually working on it. I'm not going to go over there because it's a little bit of congestion, but they work on these throughout the day. This one is by far the winner. I know Tony posted this, I think, the other day, and said we need to check the contract with Marvel and Universal.
Mike Mack, who is still a manager, the moderator apparently, says I hate Orangeburg.
Hades, Hades is just amazing. Oh, good. And the stretching, I don't want to say stretching portrait, but the three-dimensional chalk art is still here, so we can hopefully get a look at that.
Yes, give everyone a few more minutes to get their votes in for which way
Yes.
they think you walk around World Showcase. Which kind of type of person do you think Jeremiah is? A Mexico starter or a Canada starter? And then we'll find out together, live on the air.
Just a few moments.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
So this is one of the three-dimensional art, and you can't really see that well, but it is Yzma and Kronk on the coaster. And if you stand in a certain spot, you take a picture with somebody in the back car. It gives
Cool.
that three-dimensional pop.
Yeah, there's there's a few optical illusions like that now. There's the Doctor Strange area at
Yes.
Avengers Campus, or the one that always comes to my mind is Mystic Point.
Oh,
Hi,
Can
Caitlin.
we just go back
Make
to
sure you
Mystic
vote in
Point?
our poll right before might be the last vote before we get into it, as we find out definitively which way you should walk around World Showcase. Okay, the votes are in. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll, and then Jeremiah, we'll find out.
I think that was an easy one for me. I go Mexico. Yep.
The poll was correct. 66% said Mexico, 33% said Canada. I agree with you. I believe you should start at Mexico.
Yes.
I'm a clockwise walker. What can I say?
I also, it's for the longest time, the only real attraction was El Tempo de Rio, and now it's the Three Caballeros, so Grand Fiesta Tour. So that was always my, okay, I'll go hit that, and then throwing in Frozen and everything else now. Remy's,
says
I
hello.
saved for the last. Hello, Caitlin.
Yeah, that's the only thing about going this direction is, you have the two rides. Well, now there's, the extra one in France.
Yeah.
But before that, you had the two rides right up front. And you're like, I can't wait to go to the next ride in China. And then,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
I'm going to go see a Circle Vision. Kyle, this is something, since we've never done one of these, if you can go searching the World Wide Web for where these paintings may be, because I know where most of them are, but there are some that
Why
And
do
I
you
have no
want to
problem.
cheat, Jeremiah?
I have no problem looking for them. It turns into that where I'm
I'll take a
standing in the
look.
middle going, okay, I give up.
But first, I have to note that Parker says hi, which is very appropriate because we started this stream over in California Adventure to celebrate the release of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. And Parker, Michael's daughter, is named after Peter Parker. That sounds like a
Yes.
lie, but that is true.
When you said Michael, it really threw me.
Yeah. If you the first time you ever hang out with Mac and his wife calls him Michael, you're like, what?
Yeah.
Who? I guess she calls him Mike most of the time, but still.
Yeah, and I've gotten that, I've traveled to San Diego and a few other places with Mac, and when I introduce him, I'm like, yeah. Okay, so we
stupid.
are starting.
We can't possibly remember that people have two names.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're starting here
found
in
a
Mexico.
Slight cheat guide. Let me scroll down to Mexico.
You want to know what's funny though?
What?
There is nothing in Mexico.
Really?
Norway's the start. Yeah.
Oh. Well, I'm looking at one, but I guess maybe it's just a regular art with Figment. It has nothing to do with the...
I got Norway, China, Germany, Italy, American Adventure, Japan, Morocco, France, UK, and Canada. Nothing
Cool.
for Mexico.
Yeah, this must just be a random one. Well, let's see here. You know what you're looking for, no way.
We can talk about the
Bruno?
Grand Fiesta Tour being closed. If you go back, and I don't know if you have access to this link, I want to say that some of my favorite pictures that I've taken in a long time were right after it closed, and I was able to go down into the restaurant, and you can see the attraction drain, which is not something you get to see that often. And you know, the lighting in there, because it was dark, really pops out where you can see that they are doing some work on the attraction. Over here we have Donald. Something that I think I've neglected to focus on every year is the character photo ops have these great pieces of art next to them. You can see, and let me see if I work my way around these people, but you know, Donald, it looks like Donald drew himself. And each of the princesses around the countries, we'll definitely see it by Snow White. But my favorite is Belle. It's almost it's like her father created a machine to draw her portrait. So they have these great themes. You know, one of the weird things this year, they gave up on the extra photo ops, like the Frida photo op, which I always laughed at, where it used to be right here. And it's, you know, if you're not familiar, I don't know the full story of everything, but here's a unibrow. And the photo was recreating her portrait with a unibrow on yourself.
Interesting.
Okay, so we are in Norway.
Okay. Do you have any idea where it is? Because it looks like it is... It probably says if I read.
I think I know where it is, but...
Okay, well, if I had to guess, I would guess that it was in a merchandise location.
Yeah, it's not in the Wandering Reindeer,
No.
because that's just a photo op now, which is very strange. You know, post-pandemic, there are
Oh, by the way,
things that...
spoilers if you were going to do this, by the way. But when does this festival end?
February 24th, I
Okay,
believe
so
it
you got
is.
a few weeks. So if you're not heading in the
Yeah.
next few weeks, but yes, we will be showing you where these things are. So
Yeah, this is... You're watching this literally for that reason. Also, chock full of characters. There you go, in my
Bruni.
shadow.
I like Bruni. I like the colors. I like the flames. It's all fun. I don't know if they actually say his name in the
I don't think so.
one of those
I need to go back
merchandising things.
and watch Frozen 2 because I don't think I've watched Frozen 2 since I watched it at 3 a.m. on a cruise ship because they had problems starting the film at midnight. So my memory of it, you know, other than that was very Ariel, not the voice in Elsa's head.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're a true Disney fan, you can smell what I just walked into. Okay. And if we start to lose signal, because that's one of the fun
It's getting
things
a little
about this, since it
choppy,
is inside-
but we'll survive. Which shop are you in now?
the one in Norway.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all one shop at this point. So I think I know exactly where it is.
We'll find out. I'm guessing that this is the one with the trolls. Since we are in Norway, after all.
Yes. And
I was talking about this with Mike, but how many... Oh, look, I think I see it, Jeremiah.
running through. Oh, look, there it is. There it is. Over the Falls, a true work of art. So as you can see, this represents Maelstrom with Figment just randomly appearing. I also wish they would sell these frames because
Ooh,
I
that's
totally
cool.
would buy one of these. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Haunted Mansion bat things, but with Figment.
hmm Inspired by Norwegian tapestry and the
You
Maelstrom.
know that Caitlin's birthday is on Pi Day? Now you
3.14.
know. It's March 14th. Donna saying, over the falls.
Back over the falls. Again, things that are truly missed. I was never a huge Maelstrom, it was never an attraction. I was like, that's the best ever. But when the boat used to come out there and looked like it was about to fall upward, that was always a cool sight.
Yeah, I miss Maelstrom, but I think Frozen's okay. I will say that the Hong Kong version has spoiled me for the Epcot version, but still okay.
I still have not watched the Hong Kong version. Still hoping at some point.
It
But
does
then-
have a... I did confirm this. I thought maybe it was just my imagination because I've only done Frozen Ever After at Epcot 2 or 3 times. But the Imagineers did confirm to me that it's a steeper drop in Hong Kong too.
Oh. Well, I'm guessing that, in 2026, we will probably be able to experience it in Disney's Adventure World.
Maybe. Donna saying it is so missed. Yeah. 'Twas fun.
I
And then waiting for the film to let out so that you could leave.
was going to say, I remember the old days where you used to have to wait for the film. And while I love the film, being here on vacation and only in a short amount of time, and getting off the boat as the door closes was just heartbreaking. But then towards the end, it was, hey, if you want to go through, just walk right through. And sitting there
Popcorn or
watching the
churro?
film.
Getting off Maelstrom in time to see the film door close or missing the monorail.
Where are we missing the monorail?
I wasn't prepared. I knew you were going to ask that, and I wasn't prepared to give an answer because I don't know which is the worst.
Epcot is the worst because if
Okay.
you miss that one, it's another 10 minutes. Like, it's a longer span. At least Magic Kingdom and the hotels, there's one somewhere close. But I think there's only 2 on the line now for Epcot. So one is usually here, one is there, and then they leave close to the same time. Oh, now we are in China. I know where this one is, so I'm
Okay.
walking here.
And yes,
We
Caitlin's
actually-
pointing out that if you take out the 15 from 3.141592, that's her birthday is exactly pi because she must have been born in 92.
Oh, you know what? While we're in China, let's walk into the House of Good Fortune for a second until you start telling me that it's breaking up. Because you know what today is?
It's Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year. It's now Year of the Snack.
Which I remember when, I think this was mostly due to the pandemic, where they had all the Shanghai merchandise in here. I miss having the Shanghai merchandise in here.
Can I tell you about my little identity crisis involving Lunar New Year?
Yes.
So, when you go to a Chinese restaurant, sometimes they'll have like a menu or something kind of saying like what animal you are based on your birth year. So I'm born in 1986, so I've always been a tiger. But if I'm technically Tony here, my birthday takes place before the Lunar New Year. So am I really in 1985? Am I really like an ox and something?
I think you're
All
an
my
ox.
life I thought I was a tiger?
Yep.
I'm so disappointed
Sorry.
because I like a tiger a lot better. I even have a cute little beanie baby tiger. for a Lunar New Year.
This is pretty cool.
That is pretty. I like that.
Yes, I am also a tiger. I'm,
A
a
12 years
decade
different
plus.
tiger.
Yeah. But I am safely in the tiger zone as a June baby.
So June 74.
Yes. Um. So I
So
was
you got
out.
a big birthday coming up.
No, I had one last year.
Oh, last year. Okay, I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know what year it is.
I know. Trust me.
51. I'm talking about 51. I don't know what you're talking about. 51's clearly the biggest birthday anyone will ever have.
One of my good friends.
Alexa is also a tiger.
I believe she's
TIL. Would that
just
be 98
Yes, I think so.
potentially?
So here we are, the ox and dragon, with Figment trying to snag some bow buns.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Who
This
wouldn't?
one is. I love this one because really, I mean, if you look at it, you don't really like, oh, Figment's right there. Nope. I mean, yes, purple is not a color. I guess I should shut up because purple's all over that. I'm just gonna walk away now.
Alexa has the same birthday as Animal Kingdom.
Look at this beautiful plant.
Interesting.
It's real. Like I was walking by here going, no, this isn't real. Yep, real.
So how many stickers? How many of these do you have?
There are
8, maybe
10.
10. Okay. Well, we're 1/5 of the way there. Right? Because that was one of them.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. They could stick Figment in all sorts of stuff. I wouldn't know the difference.
I was having a serious problem the other day, trying to count the countries, and
And deciding what to do with Equatorial Africa.
no, it was the fun shirt that they just put out that we have a great reel or story about.
Like the spirit jersey and the line of T-shirts.
Yes, and I was recording them and trying to make sure I had them all, and I kept going back and forth, and I would stick my head out from the shop and count, like, okay, I've got it, okay, I'm good. And then I would count again and be like, nope, there's something missing. But 10 countries. We have 2 down. This could be one of your, this is your longest live stream that we've done since July 17th, 2020, right? That was the all-day live stream that we did.
Here are those T-shirts, $35 each. But yeah, it's the classic Mickey pose, but with a bunch of a shirt for each of the different. And it
Yes.
has the country's name in their native tongue, which is funny because some of them are just what we call them, and other ones are completely different, like Deutschland, or ones like Japan, which says Nippon, but I'm guessing most people wouldn't know what that says. And then France is just France. And then they have the spirit jersey that has all of those little Mickeys on it. It's very cute. It looks extra comfortable, I think, because of the color they chose. I'm like, oh, I want to wear that.
I know, and they're lightweight. Trust me, when I saw them, I was like, I'm like, nope, I don't need shirts from every country.
If
Although
you're
that
gonna
would,
choose one though, what's your pick?
I like the Japan one.
Yep, that's kind of what I
Actually-
was leaning to.
No, you know what? The Morocco, like the colors on it are unique, and it's just a fun shirt. And it's really, I'm sure that if you took a poll of at the end when they stopped selling these, what shirt sold the least, it would probably be Morocco because most people just walk right by Morocco.
Yeah, I mean it's not a. Maybe when in the days of Aladdin, people were more inclined to stop there, but.
Yes. So we're walking towards Germany now.
All right. Well, let me pull up my cheat sheet just in case we need it.
Yeah, I have a feeling. Oh, hang on. So there's been new merchandise appearing that wasn't here at opening day. There are magnets, pass holder and non-pass holder, and ornaments. And then they also finally got the poster, which is just a beautiful piece of art that has the Dreamcatcher piloted by Dreamfinder himself and Figment flying over Spaceship Earth. And that just appeared. I think that showed up 2 days ago, yesterday, because the day before it was not here. I am on day 3 of my Epcot ventures.
And we're going to go find this third painting. Apparently
Somehow-
this one, I'm not familiar. I'm learning how little I know about World Showcase in this adventure. This looks like a place that serves things, not one that sells
okay.
things.
Then yes, I know exactly where we are going. We will cut into the Carmel shop just for the smell. Please
The
tell
only
me you
place in the
heard
world
that.
where you can buy Werther's originals. Everywhere else
about-
there are Werther's duplicates.
Hey, look, there's a whole new Germany line.
A whole new Germany.
Hey, maybe I'll come back to Epcot tomorrow.
Or just walk back through after this. No, you
Maybe.
can do it whenever. Alexa pointing out that you're biased because you like yellow.
Yes. So this one is kind of hard to see because of the big glare.
There you go. So where is this?
This is right next to the bar area. This is actually a shop that sells all the Germany merchandise.
All right.
So there we go. We have 3 down. Imagine
So-
me putting the 3rd sticker on.
I have like this vague memory in my head. I can like hear the song and I can picture like I'm pretty sure that I had an NES game. I know that I had an NES game for Where's Waldo, and I think that's what I'm picturing. And you would like have this like just a square or like a rectangle that you'd search the image for, and when you found Waldo, you'd click and it would kind of flash and go doo 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 doo. And that's what I'm hearing every time you find one of these paintings in my head.
So you need to go find that audio and drop it in. We've got a few
That
steps
sounds-
before Italy.
That's for our next scavenger hunt adventure
Yes.
in maybe a few months. I'll have to remember that. But what comes after Germany? I guess it would be... I don't remember. What is it?
Italy.
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to...
But before we make it to Italy, we're going to stop at one of my favorite spots, the miniature trains. Have I asked you the trivia question about this? Do you know when this started? Or why it started, I should say?
I don't know.
It was a flower and garden festival. I want to say it was the first or second one. They decided to use this empty space, and now it's become so much Epcot that even the little people celebrate. They change out their banners every year. Now we're just waiting for a train. Here we go. Yeah, this is always my first stop. When I'm running around World Showcase. Actually, usually when I'm doing work and running around World Showcase, start in Canada, because for some reason over there's less to have to worry about. But then by the time I get here, I'll stop and take a close-up picture of the banners and how great that is.
Well, I now know which painting we're looking for here in Italy.
I'm guessing it is the Mona Lisa.
Yeah. I wasn't
Okay.
sure if it was going to be Italy for Da Vinci or if it was going to be France because it's famously at the Louvre, but of course it's where it originated from, so Italy.
So Dave, longtime friend of Laughing Place and some of his amazing artwork,
Nice.
which you can get here, and then oftentimes at Disneyland, he'll do special appearances out there.
But speaking of the Louvre, I'm very happy to report that you managed to visit and it did not burn down the next day. So
I know.
that's a victory for all involved.
There's been nothing. I was very surprised. And I will tell you that the Notre Dame is stunning. And look, New Italy line.
Ciao, Bella.
Oh, that's very cute.
That is cute.
Ooh. And a nice button up, some ears. I'm guessing that this painting is where it normally is, but I'm just going to walk through. Of
Let's find out.
course, the mask is shot back here. People either love or hate this shot. But, how neat is it that you can paint your own mask?
I mean, my friend Jason said he really enjoys it.
Or you could just be a Jabberwocky.
Yeah.
Have you ever eaten back here at whatever this restaurant is currently?
So I have not eaten in Italy in many years. To tell you how long it's been, I ate at Alfredo's.
So that was going to be my next question. I never got a chance to eat at Alfredo's. I ate here after it changed over to the current, which I enjoy. I think I've eaten there twice, and both were very nice. But yeah, I always wish that I'd made it to Alfredo's. Okay, so breaking news: it is not where it normally is.
Oh.
So we don't have very many options. So I'm guessing it's in here somewhere. Oh, there it is.
Okay. I was going to say, I'm told it's near checkout.
It is the exact same spot it was last year, because last year I made it back from Paris the day I made it back in the morning of the start of the Festival of Arts, and the day before I had a selfie with Mona Lisa, and then I had a selfie with Mona Figment the next day, which just cool.
Now, is the Figment version bigger than the real one?
Oh God, yes.
I don't think that was the most shocking thing. I'm sure everybody says it, but
Yeah.
I was not prepared for how small the real Mona Lisa painting is, or like the way people would take selfies with it, or just take pictures. Even the selfie, I slightly get more than just taking a picture of the painting. I'm like, you realize that that we've all seen the painting. That's not what makes it special.
Yeah.
Also,
No,
in the gift shop, they'll just have the Mona Lisa on any piece of merchandise you can
Oh,
imagine.
any and every. Down here we have some characters. We have Mr. Smee, Goofy, Tigger's way down there, and I'm guessing this super long line could be. Oh no, there's two different lines. There's Pluto, sorry, and then Mickey Mouse, of course, at the very end. So, yeah, this is a good character meet and greet around here.
Now, for American Adventure, I am going to go ahead and hope that it's not inside of the main building where the George Bush paintings are. That'd be a little weird just to have a Figment one in the middle of that.
I would appreciate that. That would be a highlight. No, again, this one, because I've spent so much time in the shop, I will tell you it's in the Art of Disney shop with a lot of the original pieces of art that are being sold.
So what if somebody tries to buy this one? They're like, give me a few weeks.
So these, and this was one of the things that I said after the first time they did this, was they needed to sell all these. And it is available on Art on Demand, which is also at the Art of Disney. You can go up to the little kiosk and order it and then have it shipped to you for a much higher price than it should be. I miss the old days of when you used to just be able to do art on demand and come back and pick it up later at Disneyland.
Yeah. I still have a Peter Pan's Flight poster from Art on Demand. It's staying in its tube all these years, waiting to find a home.
If I had $1 for every piece of art that I have in a tube or in a box, I would be able to buy another piece of art. Uh, this actually piece of art, I love this. This is one of the new pieces by David Doss, and it's the trains of the Magic Kingdom. But in the background is also each of the lands or where the stations are.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I hear
And,
my
you know,
dog shaking in the background.
I know that feeling. But before we go over and look, I just want to point out some of my favorite pieces of art. Here's one. Uh, so this one, you can't really tell, but it is three-dimensional. And they sell, of course, just the print that doesn't do it justice. And then this one, which is, if it's not World of Color, it's World of Color.
That
And I
looks
know
very
Tony,
cool.
yeah, and it's paper art and it is three-dimensional. But my favorite piece, and 14,000 is a bit, oh no, I'm sorry, this one's 17,000, that's right. So this I bought the print of the first day because of course I had to.
Yeah.
But the difficult thing is you can't really see. Can
Right.
you
No, So I knew about this piece because Benji did an interview with not the artist, but one of the people involved in commissioning all this art for the festival, and you can listen to that interview on the Laughing Place On Balance podcast. So I had heard about this piece, but this is my first time actually seeing it.
Yeah, it is stunning. Um, yeah, I was very close to buying just one of the smaller frame pieces, but I everything I own is either a matte or a stretch piece,
Yeah.
so it just wouldn't fit. And I bought the matted piece, so at least I have some of it. This one is also a beautiful piece. It's not technically Jungle Cruise, but it's the Jungle Cruise.
Yeah. Jungle Cruise inspired. There's
Whatever we're calling
Boba
it.
Fett's ship.
Yes, thank you. So yeah, they have all of these are available in
Indentured
smaller
Servant
pieces.
1.
Here we have the dragon crossing the Delaware.
And with that, are we now halfway, or are we past halfway?
We are halfway now. So
All right.
here's the art on demand, which
I demand this art.
Epcot festivals. And then they have some of the older pieces. And then, of course, I say it's on here. And
Well, I guess it has been. Maybe it will be after the festival. Disney
Oh,
100
there it
is
is.
very relevant. Okay.
yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah, all the Figment pieces.
Gee, I
and-
wonder what the wave one. Oh, yeah, this is a good way to cheat. Japan.
But again, they've changed some of these out that are no longer, the same.
Okay.
Do they have the old Norway ones?
No way.
Yeah, so there's a Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can get them all, or most of them, I should say, on Art on Demand. So if you want to go home with them, you can. At one point, they had smaller prints and postcards of it, which I really wish that I had bought the postcards of.
Yeah. So now we are off to what's next?
Japan.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. If, yeah. Japan. Which
This one I may need direction on.
Alrighty. Well, let me see if I can provide any. This of all the pavilions, this might be the one I'm the most familiar with. So
Yeah.
hopefully I can help. Of course, it says this one's a little tricky. Great, thank you.
Yeah,
By the way,
no.
I should shout out the people helping me here. Fantasylandnews.com. Thank you for this piece published just a couple days ago. I'm relying on you to help me get through this stream.
Yes, Greg is a friend.
Okay, cool.
Great
I was
guy.
gonna say, you know who wrote it.
Yeah. And this is one, like, we often will do this and showcase each of these, but I think doing the live stream is more fun. And then it's not everybody else has done it, but Fantasyland News is a great resource. Him and I are usually hitting the parks early in the morning to catch whatever new is happening. So definitely go over there if you're looking for something a little bit different than what we offer. They are focused more on just Walt Disney World. We are focused on every aspect of the Disney company.
All right, so this one is apparently, I think we've already potentially passed it, or it might be right around this corner.
Okay, it is where it has been. I just haven't noticed it in the past. It is not around this corner.
Okay, well, it says that it's like in an alcove up to near the stairs to the second level. So I don't know if that's up at the front there or over here somewhere.
Yeah. Up there it is.
Exactly
Okay, we are
where I
totally
said
going to
it.
do a popcorn or churro in a second.
Okay.
Here is the waves
Nice. I like
with
it.
Figment surfing. So there's your popcorn. Or Godzilla.
I mean, Godzilla is a little bit more thematically
Yeah.
appropriate, but I like the Figment one too.
Yes.
And that looks a little bit different than the one that we just looked at, the Art on Demand. It was a similar idea, but I think it was different, wasn't it?
Yes. Also,
There's
if you
Perry.
still have your agency communicator, you should drop it off here.
Is it not DuckTales now, or?
It is but you use your phone for that.
But that's a drop-off point, not an effect.
Yeah, Agent P.
Right,
They still had the check out your phone.
I think we all know that it's the robot baby inside of the.
Oh, this is a robot Webigale, which is fun to be in there. I was trapped in there one day while it was pouring, and it was shoulder to shoulder to be activated, and the people that were jumping of what was that? So,
Pull out your phone, play.
Acme Archives is definitely one that I end up coming home with at least one print for, and this is the first time I've actually been able to walk in here without it being crowded. And they do Marvel and Star Wars pieces that are just stunning.
Nice. So is there one in Morocco, or are we moving on to whatever's after that?
There is one in Morocco.
Cool.
Good job. Good point.
I got
Pat.
one. Thank you.
Yeah, we are also hitting the Disney gallery artist display, so this
Yeah.
is where it gets really crowded.
My dog is staring at me like, it's cuddle time. Why aren't we cuddling it?
You've been on the computer a long time. Please stop it.
She's
and
spoiled.
guess
She doesn't actually want to cuddle with me. She just wants to go under the sheets of the bed so she can be warm. See, yours, I can hear the music. No,
Yeah.
Mike's not so much. It's actually hard to hear you over the music, or you're cutting out. Either way. Being a little quieter now.
Hear me now.
Yeah.
So it's this one, but I need to find where it actually is. I was hoping it was in the shop here. It's not. So it's somewhere deeper in.
Well, we're glad you're enjoying it, Donna. I can't go there either. I was telling Mike, I've never been. This is the one Epcot Festival I've never had a chance to go to. Partially because it's shorter, and then also I got other stuff going on at the beginning of the year.
Yes. No, this is by far my favorite.
I know, I hear that from everyone. I would have to say my favorite is Flower and Garden because it's so pretty, and you get all the food of Food and Wine, basically.
Yes.
And also, Food and Wine's completely overrated now since everything is ridiculously overpriced.
Yes.
Obviously, that's still true during Flower and Garden, but it's still an option. There are still some good finds every once in a while. There's something that feels like a good value, whereas there's other things where you're like, I cannot believe I just paid $10 for that.
Yeah, I was here last night. Oh, look, there it is. And there's the answer to my shirt.
Nice.
Pigments of Figment.
I think, well, before I say anything, I'm only one X search away from the answer. Okay, Jeremiah, did you hear about the latest Roosevelt's release today?
There was a Roosevelt's release today?
In about 25 minutes, there's supposed to be a Captain America release.
Today's Wednesday.
And?
It
Maybe
released on
today?
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
All right, well, then maybe it's tomorrow, bro. I can't read.
It's always good that the managing editor of our website.
Yes, it's tomorrow. I didn't realize. I had never caught on to that pattern, by the way. I didn't know that it was a Tuesday, Thursday thing.
Yeah.
I just went to their Twitter to see if they had tweeted something about it. But yes, it's tomorrow. Thank you.
Oh, no, I have not. Which, I love the hoodies they just put out on Tuesday, which I have the Spider-Man hoodie and it's very comfortable. But I need another hoodie like I need more holes in my head. But the Captain America one, I'm excited to see what it looks like.
Yeah. Captain America's cool. And sorry I went away for a second. I don't even know if you noticed, but I did.
I did. I saw you jump out.
I didn't. So I love having a trackpad instead of a mouse, but the only thing I don't like is I occasionally accidentally do the gesture to go back a page.
Oh, yeah.
And so I kicked myself out that way.
So we're coming in
Then
here.
yes, about 15 minutes into your live stream is when they announced the Captain America. Of course, we got little teases. We haven't seen everything yet, so we don't know all that there is.
So these are some of the Disney artists. And they're a beautiful piece. I love this Jungle Cruise attraction that's an update to the old one they used to have. And then they have the monorail. They did have this absolutely beautiful bride painting that all of the limited edition ones have sold out. And I believe the original has sold out. And all of the matted has sold out of. And it's Constance getting ready for her wedding. And there's a Haunted Mansion maid in the costume helping with her train. And behind her, you see the hatchet, which, as you guys were discussing earlier, doesn't completely play into the story anymore. But I jumped and watched the video because I'm not going to be out there for a little while, and I knew it by that time it will be spoiled. But I had missed that they just all completely disappear.
Yeah.
And there's Belle. And you can see in the background, that's the contraption her dad built to draw Belle.
So by my calculations, I believe we have 3 more, and conveniently, I believe there are also only 3 more pavilions.
Yes, isn't that nice?
So we are going to get through this an hour and 40 minutes into this particular stream. I did say that I was expecting, I did budget 2 hours. So you took a little bit more than Mike, but that doesn't matter. The point is 2 hours.
No, and I saw that when it was all scheduled, and I'm like, well, Mike's only getting 45. Did you guys even start in DCA, or was it only in Disneyland?
No, we started in DCA. There just wasn't anything for. We were there to celebrate Spider-Man's release today. We saw him meeting and greeting. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything celebrating the show, so then we went over to Disneyland just for the heck of it, and then you popped on, so we decided to transition our coast to coast, especially since I kind of figured this would take longer.
Yeah. I am excited to watch your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, especially since I feel like I've been in this journey since it was Spider-Man freshman year announced at Comic-Con 2-3 years ago. So I'm excited to see it.
Well,
I haven't
Benji and Mac both
paid attention to it.
said nice things about it. Although I'm
Benji spoil
disappointed no, he has not spoiled it for me yet, believe it or not. I'm disappointed that they didn't do freshman year, because then we'd want the sequel for sophomore year, just like I'm still waiting for Doug's first movie too.
I'm not sure where this.
That was the appropriate silence. Yes.
Yes.
Signal is
This
not
is
your
what I
friend
love.
in here, but we will find the thing and. Patty.
Okay. I don't see it in here.
Okay, sorry. Let me look up where it is, just in case.
I'm coming over here to buy my Disneyland Paris merchandise.
It looks like it's an exterior one, Jeremiah.
Exterior?
Perhaps in a shop window.
Oh, ooh la la. Let me go back outside. I am looking forward to messaging Greg over at Fantasyland News to let him know that we were using his stuff to cheat.
Yes. And that we shouted him out. Fantasylandnews.com.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the helpful guide.
So
Up to
while
date.
we're in France, have you been to the Arc de Triomphe?
I have, yes. So I've walked the Champs-Élysées back when there was a Disney store there. So you're going to be looking for a shop that says, like, well, I wouldn't say books. It says livres and things like that. The Library de Galerie. So I guess the library and gallery. Like right there.
Right there. I had never been to the Arc de Triomphe, and then I went this time. And to be up there when
I haven't
the
gone
Eiffel
up it. I
Tower
will say that.
starts
Sorry, I've
lighting,
only seen it from the top, but yeah.
I will tell you, going up it is not a fun thing.
Wow. We did the stairs at the Eiffel Tower. That my legs have never felt heavier after.
Here's the France, but no. It's funny, it's
Impressionist
reflections of
water
imagination.
lilies.
And you can't see okay, there we go.
Yeah.
There's a little bit better.
It's hard, but yes, that's where it is.
So when I burnt down the Notre Dame, I had got up to the bell
to clarify,
tower.
for those who don't know
Yeah.
the story, Jeremiah went to Notre Dame and then flew home right after, basically, and while on the plane, news that the cathedral had caught fire came out, and so everyone was texting him like, "What did you do?" So that's why we say Jeremiah burnt down Notre Dame.
It was fun because also, there was no Wi-Fi, and everybody's sending me pictures of things, not telling me what had happened. Yeah, but I had I did the stairs to go up to the bell tower, which was fun, and not a lot of stairs, but when you have multiple layers because it's so cold, and I was almost getting caught in the staircase, that wasn't fun.
Yeah.
The the stairs up to the top of the arc is it's a workout. I don't remember how many stairs there are, but there is no well, they have two places where you can stop and kind of catch your breath. And there's this I'm climbing up and I'm kind of like, okay, I'm done. And this one woman just kind of sat down. She's like, I can't do it. So I was cheering her on. And then like three more flights up is another break area. And she's like, no, I'm going to wait here for at least 20 minutes. And then you get up and then there's one layer that is where the restrooms are. The next one up is where the shop and kind of snacks are. And then what is completely strange to me is you go up and you walk on the roof. They have ramps and everything set up, but when you look down, it is seriously the actual roof. Oh, hang on, we got Ariel just strolling here. Ariel's walking with another little princess.
Aw.
Which is funny because Ariel's not usually here. But I think on this day, and Doobie made fun of me about this, I was on my time hop on this day. I have a picture meeting Ariel just over yonder. So maybe she is out getting used to her legs, we shall say.
Well, next I know we are headed to the United Kingdom, and then after that we'll be in Canada.
Yeah, Canada is pretty easy. I think there's like one option for where the painting is in Canada.
Yeah. Let's see here. Looks like this one will also be visible from the exterior.
Yeah, for UK?
Yes.
Okay. Not okay, UK.
I'm okay, you UK.
Which is your favorite
is
pavilion?
Is it possible to my favorite pavilion? Probably Japan. I mean, excluding. Well, just a second. Let's answer this first. Is it possible to buy out the theme park for 8 hours? Because Kevin Hart did. Yeah, there's been some stars like Michael Jackson used to buy it out after, or like Miley Cyrus had a birthday party there. So yeah, but I'm sure it costs an awful lot. So my favorite pavilion, maybe removing traditional attractions, would be Japan. But of course, like if you throw an American Adventure and that show into the mix, then that's way harder. Plus, ones like Norway where you have an actual ride makes I'm not going to say that seeing a movie or walking through a shop is on the same level as going on a ride, but if you're just saying like the atmosphere of the pavilion itself and not the actual attractions, then I think that's a win for Japan. What about you?
Yeah. I really enjoy Japan. Even though that is, I think Japan, like I'll eat at the restaurant every now and then. I've never eaten at the $300 a plate restaurant. But I definitely spent more time in there over the years just because it's a nice place to sit, relax. And I definitely agree about American Adventure.
Yeah, I think if there's any attraction that I wanted to see the inner workings of, like how the whole thing goes, then American Adventure is probably up there just for all those animatronics coming in and out and stuff. You're going to go to the Sportsman shop, Jeremiah. Facing Rose and Crowns. I think that's what it said. Rose and Crown, rather. No plural.
To whoever was asking the question about buying out the parks, you cannot, unless, as Kyle said, you are very, very wealthy. But the Disney After Hours, which you can purchase a ticket for, and it's usually 3 hours after the park closes, and it's available to only a small amount of guests. The times that I've done that, it has been absolutely amazing.
Now, of course, there are parts where you'll encounter a few people, but
Yeah.
if you go to the right spot, you might feel like you have the park to yourself for a little bit.
Yeah.
Depending
There
on
we go.
which one, but yeah. There we go.
Doesn't that look amazing? There you go.
Oh, it's so debonair. All right, and with that,
There
that
it
was
is.
our penultimate Figment. So now we just have to find the one in Canada, and then Jeremiah will show us our prize.
Yes. I do think that somehow Doobie worked out with, Webster's dictionary that we get like a nickel every time we use the word penultimate, because that I've heard that word more with Laughing Place than anywhere else in the world.
Do you know what third to last is?
No,
Anti-penultimate.
that's weird. But hey, oh good, and we're
Do you
walking
know
up
what
as the
fourth
band
to last is?
anti-penultimate.
Fourth to last.
Okay, thank you.
No, I don't know. There might be another word for it, but
Oh, okay. Before we go to Canada, I do want to show the poster for this year's event, because
Great.
it is just really cool.
oh, that is fun.
And, yeah, let's go this way. Nope, there's no good way to get that. But yes, Figment and Dream Fighter on the Dream Catcher flying over. This is current Epcot, and it is done by Rob Kaz, who has done some amazing pieces over the year. I have two of his pieces hanging in my house, and he did an amazing Indiana Jones one that, coming out of the pandemic, I dedicated far too much time to try to track that down. And Tony and I I had him looking every time he would come here. And I was finally able to find it like 6 months after the event.
Like that kid dancing at
You
your
know, I
popcorn.
totally like, yeah, it was in the right place. So I was out at Busch Gardens this morning for a hard hat tour, which we will have an article up, so you can see what the new Wild Oasis area will look like. But it was chilly this morning, and because of the hard hat tour, I had to wear,
A hard hat?
and as they put in the email, long sleeve pants.
Yes.
Which a lot of people had long sleeve shirts on too, which made me laugh.
It does not seem like it's going to be over here, but we can pop in and take a look.
These lug bags are cute.
That is cute. I like that. So, our house reminds us a little bit of like cabin vibes because it's got this big brown staircase and things like that. So when we moved in here, we decided to kind of embrace that by getting some buffalo plaid stuff. So we have a little bit of that.
I'll have to
So
remember
this seems
that
like the store
next
we'll need to
time.
go to. But it seems like appropriately enough, this painting might be in a area of the cot associated with kids.
Very well done. I cannot walk this way still. I feel like this construction has been going on for multiple years now. At first, they were just refurbishing the buildings and, having to remove some things that kept people warm, but also caused cancer. And now it's just the construction wall has been up, and we don't know what is or will be coming. But we can only hope it's some amazing attraction that has high capacity based on Brother Bear.
You don't want it to be the lumberjack games anymore? A new stage for them?
Please, if you're watching this, go to our YouTube after this, search Epcot Lumberjacks, because it is one of the, I'll say it, one of the worst shows I think they've ever done. And Epcot's done some really weird shows over the year, but this was lumberjack games in that little stage, and yeah, it was right. That was what followed Off Kilter. So, as I've
Right.
said before, you
Popular
can't.
Celtic rock band.
Yeah, you can't follow Main Street Electrical Parade with anything. You can't follow Off Kilter with anything either, especially lumberjacks. Have you eaten Le Cellier?
You know what? Never have.
Funny enough, I'm not a huge steak person, and I think I've eaten there 2 or 3 times. But the last time I ate there, they were trying new menu items, including a chicken and waffle.
Hmm.
Guess what I tried?
The chicken and waffle.
Yep.
I wonder if our own Gideon Mosley has eaten the steak at Le Cellier.
I don't think I've heard of them eating at Le Cellier.
So this is Kid Cut. Never been.
You've never been to
Are you
this
staying
Kid
behind the
Cut?
yellow line? You better not get in front of that yellow line. Phew. Ah! It's gonna open and hit you right now. There it is.
Dreamer's Woods, yes.
Our last Figment Brush with the Masters painting.
So imagine this with all the stickers on it. It'd be like,
Yeah.
ooh, aha, that's so neat. Again, not that you need to search for them. Well, you don't
But
need to
that's the
search for
fun,
them
Jeremiah.
anyway.
You paid $10. You better
Yeah.
do the fun.
You do not, if you just want the very cool prize that I'll be showing you momentarily, you can just come in, buy this, and they will mark it complete and give you the prize right there. And for the prize, there are actually 3 options. There is a Mickey, Minnie, and then, of course, a Figment stencil.
Nice.
Yeah,
It almost
so
looks like a
it's,
temporary tattoo.
yeah. You can see Figment, Mickey,
Okay, so
Minnie.
you always get Spaceship Earth.
Yes. But then it comes with a nice little stencil.
That's cool. What
Yeah.
do you do with this? Like for tracing or?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not a sticker or anything? It's just what does it feel like with the thickness of it?
It is not too thick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool, but it
Yeah.
sounds more useful than it actually is, in my opinion.
Yes. And they've definitely, at one point it was like, here's a button, here's a bowl for food and wine. And they've
I mean,
kind of
for-
moved into more of this stuff recently.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because I remember when these used to be like $5 and you'd get, like a little plastic egg, but still $10 and you get a stencil. I would expect I've seen the cups and things that they've done for other ones, and I would expect it to be like that. So up to you, decide if that's worth the $10. I mean, it is a fun activity, but you could also do the activity without the map.
Yes. Yeah. And
So
as Kyle said, they do for Flower and Garden, they have a Spike the Bee, and then they'll also throw in the Easter egg hunt here at the same time. So at one point, you could be doing 2 different hunts if you wanted to be that brave, which I've done some of these. This one isn't too difficult because there's limited space where they can put up these paintings. But some of the Easter egg hunts and even the Spike the Bee, those can be challenging to find over the time.
Well, Jeremiah, thank you so much for taking us around. Thanks again to Fantasyland News for helping us facilitate this so it didn't spend even longer. We are just about to the 2-hour mark, so good for us. I'd like to thank Mike Celestino again for taking us around Disney California Adventure. I'd like to thank all of you for watching, and thanks to anyone else that I didn't say thank you to. I think this is the last stream for the day, but make sure you check out Laughing Place. Like Jeremiah said, we will have his hard hat tour from Busch up later today. Let me see if there is anything else. We do have recaps of. We were celebrating Spider-Man earlier. The first 2 episodes are out on Disney Plus. We have recaps of both of those, if you want to check that out, as well as recaps for all 3 episodes of Hulu's Paradise. And yeah, that's it for today. But
What you say now.
I say now.
That's what you say now, that it's it for today. And then as soon as we end, there will be some breaking news that'll
Oh,
cause you to
that'll
have
get-
to go live again.
Well, we'll see about that. But yes, thank you all for watching. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live, and we'll see you all later. Bye.
Bye.